In Poland right now, key websites are being hijacked, while thousands of internet freedom supporters they are marching outside a major during a two-pronged protest. It's because the country's just signed up to a global web piracy pact covering everything from movies and music to fashion and pharmaceuticals. But its net does stretch widely. RT's Alexei Yarashevsky is in Warsaw to explain all of this for us.
Well, this document called the ACTA, the Anti-Counterfeit Trade Agreement, which has been signed by Poland and many other countries, seven other countries in fact, including the United States, Australia, New Zealand and others, is the reason why tens of thousands of people are taking to the streets in Poland, the reason why most of the governmental websites in this country have been hijacked by the hacker groups, including the anonymous hacker group, which is well known across the world. Basically, this ACTA agreement is all about protecting the intellectual property, including movies, books, pharmaceuticals, designer clothes and things like that. But ordinary people fear that the big corporations will use it to police the web and to take regular users offline. So we've seen lots of protests in Poland, as I mentioned, in the last several days. We are also seeing protests being held today in the cities of Lublin and Poznan in central Poland. We are expecting more protests tomorrow on Friday in Warsaw. The problem about this document is that it was worked out in complete secrecy, bypassing all governments, and the general public had no access to it. So that's why the regular users are afraid that this document would be used against them. I'll just give you a simple example. For instance, you create a website and you put links to your favorite movies on this website, and big corporations can in fact start a criminal case against you, saying that you violate the ACTA agreement. So nobody knows to what extent the corporations can go in using this document, in fact misusing this document, as the protesters fear in Poland and everywhere they protest against. It certainly has some resemblance to the American SOPA bill, which is also being discussed in the United States. But the difference is that the SOPA bill is more of an American local thing. The ACTA is definitely international, and it will concern all countries which sign it, and we are certainly in possibly for more protests across the European continent.
RT's Alexei Yarashevsky reporting right there. Well, the ACTA deal has parallels with America's anti-piracy plans. They were shelved last week after a massive backlash, including protests from internet giants like Wikipedia, which went on a 24-hour blackout. One digital freedom activist, who's the founder of Sweden's Pirate Party, says the laws show that governments are deep into the pockets of corporations.
I think it's an excellent example of the egregious abuse of power by the copyright industry. This legislation about putting people in jail was negotiated by corporations, and our lawmakers just got it in their lap. That is not how a democratic society should work, quite regardless of what this law says. Now, what it does say, of course, it's all corporate interests, so there's no hard guess there, really. If you look at how the net operates, there's activists all over the place that give people back their rights that corporations take away from them, and they're sort of our last hope at this point, regrettably. But we can really influence lawmaking. What people are discovering, and which people discovered in force with the SOPA and PIPA in the United States, was that millions of people, literally millions, contacted Congress and said, we don't want this. This is not what we stand for. Congress heard them and realized that if they follow the corporations rather than the voters, then they'll lose their job. And that's what changes policy in the end.